Okay guys, today we're going to do 300 Norma Magnum. These are once fired brass. I'm going to go ahead and load 20 of them so I can test them tomorrow. Got another match coming up next week in Raton. So I got these already prepped, ready for sizing. Like I said, once fired. Let's go ahead and get these sized up. I always use the Imperial sizing die wax. Done quite a few with just a touch left in there. Not a whole lot left. Get enough on there to coat the whole cartridge. I usually go 2 times. Set the ones that have the case lube on them out of the way so I can identify that they've already been sized. And once I get all 20 rounds completed in the sizing die, I'll go ahead and clean off the wax for the lube. So I'm going to go ahead and use a different powder charge today than I used at Spirit Point last week. I tested it at Spirit Point on Saturday, the day before the match, and it was right at 2,900 where I wanted it to be. But I only had 5 rounds of it, so I could test it. So that was a very good test. I wish I would have had more time for that match to see that, but it is what it is. Can't go back in time now. So I use a Micron 300 Norma Magnum sizing die. It is very nice. I also have a wooden sizing die for the 300 Norma also, but for some reason I really like this Micron a little bit better. There's anything to actually running it through the sizing die twice, but for some reason I've been doing it this way for quite a while now. Seems to work pretty well for me. change positions so you can see it a little bit better. I really enjoy using this Area 419 press. This thing is awesome. I actually have a few upgrades for it, so I'm gonna try to get those either today during the video, or I'll make another video and show you guys that. We'll see how this goes. Not 100% sure how many rounds I've actually loaded on this press, but it's got to be well over 3,000 rounds. 300 Win Mag, 300 Norma, 308, 6.5 PRC. Okay, that was the last round of that. So we got all 20 sized. Go ahead and clean these off. Put that up. I use brake clean on all this stuff. Seems to help get my fingers clean pretty good. And so on, I clean the sizing die wax off there. Let's get this rag here with some brake clean. Let's go through and clean them individually. Pretty simple, quick process. I said, guys, all this brass is already prepped, ready to be sized, so all I do on my prep stuff is I anneal it, clean the primer pockets, chamfer both sides of the neck, run a nylon brush with a drill through the neck, and then I clean the brass just like you see me cleaning it right now. Pretty simple process. More here, and we'll prime them. That's good. Anytime I'm working with my brass or we're cleaning, sizing, I like to transfer them from one spot or even one tray to another. That way I know that whatever I was doing, either cleaning or sizing, that those ones are in the same group that are completed. I'll start doing a few matches a month. Loading, there's a lot of loading involved in that. Doing a competition, you don't want to make any mistakes if possible. So, like I said, let's go ahead and get the primer. I use the Frankfurt Arsenal reloading primer here. This is what I've used for all my priming exclusively. So, and we're using Federal Gold Medal 210 large rifle primers. Make sure they're right. Like a load the case. Just like that. Yeah, after you do about 100 rounds of these, give you quite the workout for your manual dexterity. So, you need to add a few more primers. Just gonna put 2 more in there. Just like that. 300 on that. 210 gold medal large rifle primers. Okay, so you got all those primed up. And next, what I do is I use Neolube number 2. You guys can get this off of Amazon. Stuff works really well. I used to just dip it in my bullets, dried neck lube. I used to use this, but I found this Neolube 2 is a lot more consistent. Show you how I do this. Gotta be careful with this. This stuff will, if it dumps out, you have to get a whole new bottle. It's very thin. It dries really quickly. Let's get it on a little swab like that. Go around. do approximately 10 and dip it in there a little bit, get a little bit more on there, freshen it up. So you gotta be careful. It will fling around and dump out very, very quickly if you're not careful. Alright, then I go back. Didn't miss any area with the neck. Okay, that's it for that. And show you the bullets we're going to use. We're going to be using the long-range hybrid target from Berger. These things are awesome. This is what most people use in ELR light class. 245 grain. An advertised G7BC of 0.433, which is really, really good. So this is what I have been using since last season. The bullets are very consistent. I do typically weight sort them and tip them, but just for testing purposes of this, we're not going to do that today. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and switch out from the sizing die to the K&M main drill. These are really nice. Wish I could have found these a little bit sooner. But they have multiple sizes in the kits that you can get for these. You can change the depth really easily. What I've been doing is I've been going and cleaning this. It does get some buildup on there. So I've been cleaning this every time I start out with new brass. So cleans up really nice. Just tries to give it a more consistent neck. Put that in there. Should be good about right there. We'll start with this, and let's go ahead and get our powder set up. So I'm gonna be using 570 in 570. This is a fresh jug, or a fresh 1 pound container. Has not been used yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this. And today we're going to start with 84 grains. So we'll get back here and I'll let you guys see my process. Works pretty well. Put this after it comes out of the line, put it in my FX 120 just to verify it. 84 on the dot. So once we get it in there, this is what we'll be using. K&M press with the L.E. Wilson 300 Win Mag. These are really nice. Inline seater. You'll be seeing that here shortly. So we'll go ahead and run this through the mandrel. Let's go a little bit deeper. And for some reason I run these through the mandrel twice, like I do on the seating, or the sizing. Come over here. Get our aluminum 308 caliber precision hardcore gear, made in the USA. These things are really nice. I mainly only do 30 caliber stuff, so I don't have any other any different caliber sizes. Like that. Let's go over here to the sizing die, or the seating die. Like that. to measure it. .869. That's what I've been running on the new barrel setup. This one we'll go ahead and mark as 84. And 570. Just because I'm not going to be running all of these at 84 tomorrow. So. So you kind of watch me run back and forth here. One grain short, or one kernel short. Try to get you guys set up so you can see. See the whole process without me having to change camera every 5 minutes. That's pretty good.
2.869. Going for.
Tested this load at Spear Point last weekend whenever I was testing everything, and that gave me powder charge for the feet per second that I was looking for at 2,900 feet per second. So pretty confident that's going to be the one we're going to stay with,
At least for now. $84.5. See what it looks like. There we are. I want to show you guys something on this. The press. So you can totally see the pressure goes up from the donut. So This is what it's supposed to be, around 30, 35, and it's fine. See how it's spiking up, going up, up? That's because of the donut right there. Donut inside right here. I didn't cut them out. So we're gonna see how these go, how they perform. Other than that, I'll be cutting these out this weekend. Unless my testing somehow flawless. $85 grains in 570.
84.5 grains. Burger 245s. 301 on that. Can't really see nothing over there.
I'm gonna figure out a good spot you can see everything that's going on.
Well, there's been several people hitting me up about N565. Why don't I use N565? So, Otis just messaged me. I'll ask him what grain he recommends. And got some N565 right here. So, you guys know powder charge for these 245s, 300 more, let me know. And I can throw some in there real quick. Got 6 more to do, so. I'll try it right now. Message him and see what he says. go ahead and finish what I'm doing here. He gets back to me in time, and we'll go that route. Yeah, I've had several people ask me if I use N565 for preliminary movement. I have in the past. That's what I started out with. But I was trying to move them so fast. Okay. So I need to put one more promo on this. It's 84. Precision shooting test. Hello guys. Get these loads when we go test them in the morning. It'll be too hot to go to sleep.
getting back with me, so. That's fine, we'll test out the 565 another time. Probably not gonna have enough time to do a whole new load workup. In a matter of a day or two. If I didn't have anything else going on in life, probably would. Being that we're gonna go out of town to New Mexico Tuesday, yeah, I'm not gonna have time for that. All my little kernels, or I cut some up to try to get everything 100%. I'll cut them with a razor blade and stick them in here. That way, if I'm off 2/10, 4/10, I can throw a little bitty slash in there. $301, 245 burgers. Last one. Powder's about out, so I put really close to the correct amount. 20 rounds. My other barrel was running 86 grains. And that was keeping me right there about 2,900 where I wanted to be. last round here. 84.5. Good. Last round. And so, I'll show you guys how I get my dispenser. You can hear it, it's almost out of powder already. But go ahead and hit it all the way out. Empty it completely. I have learned that you don't want to leave your powder in the powder dispenser. Learn that the hard way. This jug, a bin 570, 8 pounds that I bought last season, still has quite a bit in there. So I've learned a lot from this one. I had about 4 or 5 matches, did really good. My feet per second was really consistent where I wanted it. Well, this is why I bought this humidity gauge. You can see today we're right at 60%. Well, here in Oklahoma, 80-90% off and on all this spring and summer. Got a lot of rain, and so at some point this got compromised and my speed slowed down quite a bit, and thought it was because of my chamber, and so I tested it, and I ended up not figuring anything out. Just got frustrated, so finally I came across and was able to get a few of these 1 pound, and I tested them compared to this with the same powder charge. This was 50, 60 feet per second slower. So that being said, at some point that got compromised and I didn't know what to do, and so I tried these cigar packets. Been trying these Vita 4-pack, 49% relative humidity. I think these will probably work really well for people. But like on this, I put some in there. It didn't necessarily change anything for me. So I think once it gets compromised, you're limited on what you can do. And so that's what I did this last match. I went ahead and ran that. I found the powder charge that I liked with this, which was 86.4. That's what I tested at, and that got me to 2,900 feet per second. And so once I got to Spear Point, tested it, it was 30 feet per second faster than what I tested here in Oklahoma. And then the day of the match, it sped up to 2960, 2970. So some of that could have been in my barrel, from my barrel. I think somehow powder dried out in between me loading somehow. And so this is what I also do. I put this over the trash can, put it in the trash can. This is just so I try not to waste as much as possible. It works pretty good. I mean, you're gonna lose some, but my trash can wasn't so nasty in there. I'd probably pick it out, but this has this little dump. Hold some excess that you can't get out typically. So I definitely recommend doing this for your powder. Don't leave it in the dispenser. Unless your humidity never changes in your room, which, like I said, here in Oklahoma, humidity is pretty terrible, so. That's it for that. So, we've got everything loaded up there. 84 grains here, 84.5 here. I went ahead and loaded more, that way, if I do like the way these are going, they're giving me the speeds that I like and want to stay with, then I may not shoot all 15. I may say 5 or 10 for the match coming up. So I got the match Tuesday or Wednesday and Thursday. So this is what I've been using. And I also got these temperature probes. And what I do is I've been measuring my temperatures of my bullets in here like this to give me an idea of where the temperature's at all times. So when I'm testing, if I was going to test this now, I'm like, well, the temperature I was the ammunition I was testing at the time was 79 degrees. So if I love the performance of it, then I would try to keep it at 79 degrees again. So there's a lot of different ways to go about that. I have a pretty good method that I'm going to show you guys later on. But this right here, this is really nice. So, and then once you get, to that round, you just switch it around and it probes in there. So you can get these from Amazon right here. You can get them in a 5-pack. I've actually got one on my barrel that I've zip tied to the barrel itself so I can record my temperatures during competition. Because most of the stuff you guys see me do on here right now is basically during a competition or I'm testing for a competition. So I haven't had much time to kind of play around with certain, like other powders, like the 565. Like I said, I have tested this, but I haven't tested the 565 even in my new Barrett barrels, period. I've done 568, 570, and Rotumbo. So I need to come back to this. Everybody's telling me I need to check out the 565 with the 300 Norma. I'm gonna see how this goes and this next week with 570. If it turns out good, then I'm probably gonna stick with 570 the rest of the season. I'm gonna stick with 570 the rest of the season as long as this goes good for me. If not, then I will circle around and try the 565. I've got a couple pounds of it. Let's see. Got some old powder too, which that one's almost empty. Got a brand new jug of 568. So I like the 568, but I really wasn't able to get the speeds and the consistency out of it for me. So I've been able to find 570. So that's the biggest part of it. You guys know sometimes this stuff is not as available as it should be. So the burgers, 245. Like I said, these things are awesome. A lot of people run these. The 210s, haven't had any issues with these. I sometimes run the magnums, but since I was able to find these do everything that you need. So, okay guys, I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Thank you guys for joining us, and I'll give you the test results of this tomorrow, and hopefully everything goes good, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you guys.